plant the crop of intrigue, this is the harvest you reap.
Diverus? You should be thanking me, Merla Panita. Do you think that if we ignore this, that it would go away on its own?
I do not. These people are more dangerous than I believed, I admit, but that does not release you from your responsibilities. Polygena's feathers instantly ruffle in protest. I will pray that Hylia gives you swift travels.
Please don't.
You do what you can, I will do the same. For now, that means prayer. The ambassador shrugs and throws up his hands. Good fortune to both of you. Ado Vidorio.
Ado Vidorio.
Ah, I pronounced it correctly.
Hey. Hello.
Hello. I met with the Forgotten, but I didn't go quite like you planned it. Oh, you weren't able to learn anything about their smuggling operation then? Their Orlan friends showed up at the wrong time and now they're dead. Pay me. I'm not quite sure what that meant. They're all dead, you say? He rubs his chin. I'd hoped that I could resolve this situation with subtlety, but what's done is done. I have no idea what may come of this. But that's my problem, not yours. Take these gems as payment for your service. Defense Bay Major positive. Thank you.
Of course.
You left something there. Drink. So that's done. So we have one task, which is this one, and then all of these quests. Maybe you should bookmark the time when you pronounce it correctly. Maybe I should. Right. Although that was the in-game language. So I guess I do better with the in-game languages and words than I do with the English ones. Let's pop to the next door here. And then I run back to my keep, take a nap in there, drop the quest in there, and then we go back to the Twin Elms. And let's go poke the druids there and try to progress Hiravias' questline. Although it's also getting late, so we'll have to see what we can do from that list. Hey, Seedly. So nothing changed here. Yeah, it seems nothing changed in there. Hey, Neerlander, how's it going? So, to my keep next. It's been a lot of running around for a while now. It's going pretty good here. It's been a nice day. We got lots of things done in this game. And I have a small back issue at the moment, but other than that, it's going good. Probably need to take some medicine when we go to sleep, and hopefully the back pain will be gone.
Our enemies will find us dead on our feet.
Okay. Maybe the back rub from my wife as well. Or some hammering. Did that yell come up from outside?
Huh?
I guess it did, but someone was yelling something outside.
Oh, put me there.
Probably some drunken students.
Todennäköisesti.
Tomorrow is a national holiday in Finland. I don't know what's in English.
Minä voin katsoa sen.
But anyways, so it's a free day. Free day for everyone. So people are getting drunk. It's one of those let's get all wasted
Hail and well
holidays.
met.
Se on Walpurgis Day.
Walpurgis Day. Claim. Here we are. Let me see. There's some ranger causing trouble in the wilds, and then there's Galen Dalgard, slaver, not exactly popular around here. And then there's some kind of cult, looks like. And then there's one I haven't seen in a while, Captain Muarumi, the pirate. Let's get all those. I wonder how many of these tasks there are in the game. We could go and poke some of these. If they are not, places where we cannot go. I've done like 8 or 9 of these or something like that. What are you celebrating tomorrow in Finland? It's like... What is it really for? What is it actually celebrating?
Työtä, kai. Niin ne väittää.
Celebrating work or something? Like a Labor Day or something like that? Not actually sure. Don't really care. Madhammer Breach. North Weald, we're gonna get there yet. Onslaug's Compass. And Woodend. Okay. So here, and there.
Se on nykyisin lähinnä vaan opiskelijajuhla, täällä ei hirveästi puhuta mistään muusta enää. Ketään muuta kiinnostaa.
Nice Netherland. It started as a Labor Day, but now it's just getting drunk day. Yeah, little. That's exactly almost word to word what my wife just said. And since I don't drink and I don't do parties or anything shit like that, those are always the most annoying holidays to me. It's just drunk idiots everywhere. Shame on me. It's fine. You're here to learn. Some strange Finnish. Tomorrow is all picnics and stuff. Yeah. People do a lot of picnics during that day. That is at least a nice thing about that. Didn't you say there was something in here? Unlock Compass. Is he in the cave then? It's not gonna be picnics and stuff in Eastern Finland at least, unless you're gonna picnicking in the snow. I was kinda hoping that there would be snow here as well, so it would reduce the amount of idiots.
I'll stay out of sight.
Yeah. Hello, Rauthais. What is this game? This is a Pillars of Eternity. It's like a
Hey,
one of those older style PC RPGs.
Tell me,
And I'm very good at that. Holy... What happened to Polygina? Almost died immediately. That's some damage they are dishing out. I think they have a lot of ranged guys with crappy guns. Blunderbusses and stuff. It is a very good game, Taku the Soloist. If you like RPGs, one of the best new ones in a long time. It's also very long. I'm about 60 hours in the game so far. And I have still stuff to do. Is there a story? Yes, yes there is. And there is a lot of story. Lots and lots to read.
Lavaru beyond seek.
The plot has been very good as well. I've been really liking it. It's a bit hard to get into first because they don't really tell why a lot of stuff is happening. But once you get a bit deeper into the game, things start to click, and you understand why stuff is happening and where, and it's very nice.
Starting to slow the pack. Can we sit for a spell and relax?
Also, I really like the world and setting. It's very, very depressing, and everything is going to shit. Ooh. Marking disorienting, exceptional, and a massive damage reduction bypass. Also horrible damage. Do want normal junk.
All right then.
Let's see how this looks. Nice. You can also make your own character, like this. This is my dwarf, pimp dwarf, Cypher, and you can totally make the character. I spent like 2 hours making my character at the start of the game, and then you have the pre-made party members you can get. There's 8 of them, but you can also custom make your whole party if you want to. You can hire adventurers in the inn, and you can totally make those as you want, class and race and abilities and everything. But then you're of course gonna miss out on the storyline on these guys.
You must gather your party before venturing forth.
Let's go here next. At the moment I'm not really doing the story. I will be in a moment though. I'm just trying to get these tasks done, these bounties. So that's done now. We need to get this one in here, Slaver. Maybe he's here. Nope. Maybe there then? No, actually they're right there.
Yes.
I can't move! Someone pick me up!
That's not good. Ouch. It's a lot of enemies. Let's use this. Actually, let's use this.
Lava beyond seek.
Looks like we are getting some losses on this battle.
No use. I need something strong.
Tough to see. Kill their priest. Let's do some summons. He likes to yell a lot. Let's run here, I guess. There. Give them shock treatment.
Curses! Blinder than a whore.
We're losing people.
Curses! I'm blinder than a whore pup.
Oh no, one of my summoned beetles died. What can we do now?
This thing isn't doing the job. We gotta be more careful.
We should have really raised up before coming here.
Varathus! Curses! I'm blinder than a whore pocket fat. Ready. Die already!
Oh, there we go.
Oh, could use a wee kip.
Controls these days to interact with someone or pick up items, you need to press Ctrl W. Oh,
Hey,
that sounds pretty crappy. Controls. Old Gerun's wall. Ooh, new shield. Vigilance. Nice. Get that. Junk. Maybe you need a new shield. 16 deflection. Plus 12. Yeah, this might be a bit better for tanking. It's also a bit bigger. What are you using? You are using the... yeah. Let's do a camp here.
Huh?
So that's done. This is done. Wooden planes. Okay. Next. Default movement now is WSD. There are arrow keys or home delete. And page down. It's really strange having the movement on the the right side of the keyboard. It really leaves like the whole left side of the keyboard totally useless. Unless the rest of the controls, I mean, you move with the arrow keys from here and you press other keys for doing stuff on that side. But if you use, some games use like arrows and the mouse, And your mouse is usually on your right side. Well, for most people, I guess. Oh, there he is. Was it designed not for mouse? Yeah, that... Whoa! They didn't lie that she's traveling with a lot of animals. He has like a whole zoo here. Let's throw some fireballs at the animals. That'll teach them.
What is it?
I have had that loading screen crash maybe 2 times in about 60 hours I've played so far. So it's not been too bad for me, but I've had it.
No prisoners! Yes, kill them all!
How may I help?
Quick! Stuck! Oh, Belfin!
Leave it to me! You're not getting through me! Leave it to me!
I guess that's dead.
That's it! Well?
Hey.
There we go. Reign of Godag Field. It's a really good bow, but we don't use bows anymore.
Of course.
There we go. That's all the ones we can do at the moment. So we'll go back to doing the main quest line, or the stuff in the hippie area here. Let's go Elmbridge. There's the Northweld as well, we need to go there. A and D are pretty useless, just move forward and back with W and S while steering with mouse, weird controls for it. Yeah. Well, when I was playing like Warcraft, World of Warcraft,
I could use a wee kip.
I did most of my turning with mouse as well, and used W to go forward and S to backwards, and A and D to go sideways.
Of course.
Can you close the door? I think we've had our fresh air already. Plus my toes are freezing off.
Eikä siinä hyöppäiväannos nyt?
Yes. Well, at least for a while.
Onko nyt kevät?
I don't know. Do you want to go to sleep or something? Well, you slept like billion hours. So we'll probably stay up for a while.
Aivan vielä mainittiin.
Was with Truck Simulator? I really liked that control scheme. It was working quite nicely for me. Oh, children! I was actually saying one day when I was playing this game that children is something you don't see in this game often. And those might be actually the very first children I've seen in the game so far. Other than the one guy, the boy in Defiance Bay. There's very little children in the game, although knowing the storyline, that makes sense.
Keeping an eye out.
Oh, Starlit Garb. Ooh. Nice. Thank you. I found someone's clothes hidden under. Result 3. We don't really need this. Spell defense bonus though. Actually, Durance's armor might be better that way. Yeah, that looks like a Durance armor if I've seen one. What am I using, by the way? Intelligence and lore giving. Okay. Result 3. What are you using? Sturdy, Constitution, Exceptional. I think she probably should use that. You had Constitution on that. We can keep Constitution on this one as well. There. Enchant. Let's do Gears Proof as well. There, much better. She looks epic now. That's how Gothic works. Nowadays you have the separate controls for movement and camera. Yeah. I still have to play Euro Truck Simulator one day as well. Get some nice trucking hat on and just abuse the shit out of my horrible rally Finnish English. Works for our truck drivers too. Hall of Warriors, the Golden Crow, Tear Evron, the Blood Sands. Let's check the Golden Crow first. Over this guard. Hello. Bledha.
Builder's wisdom to you.
The elf holds a cheap wooden pipe. The sweet smoke wafting from the bowl makes you dizzy. Welcome, Estramor. I've got herbs and potions for sale. Looking for something to ease your travels, or something to make them more interesting. When she grins, you see her teeth and gums are stained brown. White leaf. Nice way to spend an afternoon, and the following night, and the most of the next day. Flask of war paint. Accuracy damage. Ooh. 1000 for that. This would be nice for the dragon. It's only 20 seconds though. Yeah. Although we could do like a initial strike. Everyone drinks one of these, then hit the dragon for extra damage. Yeah, let's get those. Thank you. We need these for dragon slaying. You look like the big guy in here. An elf with a placid green eyes nods in greeting. Welcome to Golden Crow, traveler.
Many blessings, traveler.
Do you seek the wisdom of our herbalist or simply bask in the Veritas glory? What do you believe? We believe that the knowledge is found in the earnest of exploration of the natural world. She tilts her head. We do not, as some have said, oppose the gods. We simply believe that we have found a brighter, more peaceful path than devotion. Tell me about the Golden Crow. We are the Owaits, druids, philosophers, and students of nature. We gather here to share our knowledge and celebration. So you're hippies. She gestured us to another elven woman standing near the entrance of the Crow. Many travelers come to us for poultices and remedies. Bleda understands the cures and poisons of nature like no other. Who leads your order? High Await Erona leads us. She sometimes journeys to Elmshore to renew her strength, however. She's there now, and with some of her closest followers, in fact. Erona is a mighty helm amongst us. She's lived for generations. There are none who understand the world as well as she does, and we are fortunate to have her wisdom to answer our questions. I would like to know more about Erona. Her eyes brighten. Why? You must meet her yourself. She's wise and kind, and she has led our order from beginning. Yes, she walks among us and gives freely of herself. She turns her gaze at the great twisting elms. That is what so many of us cherish about her. She is present among us in a way that the gods never are. Okay, so she's in the Elmshore. Oh yeah. Did I kill some droids there? Now that I remember. Where is this going? Not in there. I think I need to go back there and talk to her about something. Actually, there was that kind of druidic looking circle there. I think she's probably there. Let's go to the Hall of Warriors. Hello. Let's go pick a fight with the warriors. Should probably save before we do. Just as a quick thought. Might be a good idea. Because we might have to fight in here. It's Wildras. Oh, Simok. That's the not so reasonable Anamfeth. Hello.
What brings you here?
A grizzled old elf, his hair braided and dyed, stands at the one end of the hall. His arms and chest are cross-hatched with pale seams of scars. His crooked smile looks like another. It's not many Esterwomer who are permitted into our sacred city. Battle must be feeling especially soft today. Eder pays no attention to the elf, and instead has locked eyes with Stelgar in front of him. He whispers to you, "Do you think he would mind if I pet his Stelgar?" So where I'm from, petting a Stelgar doesn't mean what you think it means. Come to hear your future at Der Evron. His smile widens, exposing a row of yellow crooked teeth. Or to make your own at the Blood Sands. What's Blood Sands? An ancient place of sacrifice. He laces his finger together. In a cave by the Great Elms themselves. Restin and his druids have been an integral part of Clanfatan society for generations, no matter what some of the other tribes might say. Ere Clanfat has held its own against the Estramover because some of us still understand the power of sacrifice. He gives you an uprising eye. Does the thought make you uncomfortable? It should. It is what's kept our society alive for so long. Something else? You don't seem fond of us, Estramovern. His hunched shoulders straighten. I fought in the Broken Stone War and the War of the Black Trees. I saw my brethren cut down, defending the places of the builders, and I shed blood alongside Galman Regd himself. He coughs. Now the Esteromers seem to think that they will find a cure for their empty children among our sides, or worse, that they will find sanctuary in our lands. His gaze darkens. And I've seen what happens when they set their sights on Clanfatan soil. They are desperate. The best of them want to find the cure. The worst are looking for an excuse to plunder. Isn't there room for both of you? He snorts. In 200 years, Defiance Bay and New Hiamar have outgrown their own crooked cobblestones. They rupture and reek like bloated corpses. No, inviting them into our lands would be the end of us. In my 250 years, I've led my people through 2 wars. Our borders have remained intact, and largely through the reputation of Three-Tusk Stelgar. In his voice drops to a crawl. I've starred a dozen children, but none have been deemed fit to take my place. I care nothing for the legacies that obsess the Estermoran lords, but it is important that my successor continue this path. Is your role hereditary? Not entirely. We believe that the souls of our ancestors come back to us, that a strong soul may bear many more, but all souls must be tested by our elders. Rio looks first among my children for a successor, but their souls were weak. Ordinarily, they would turn to others in my tribe, to clan heads and their families. Ordinarily, he levels his gaze. But we share a tradition of fostering the children of other tribes, and the Anamfath of Fisher Green has trusted his youngest to my care. He grimaces. And as none of my own blood are fit to take my place, the Rio will look next to this Bog child, a kin of another Anamfath, and my foster daughter, to take my place. You should be so lucky, Hiravias chirps. This young Fisher Crane lass is a great gift. You should be thankful. Hiravia's voice becomes a low whisper, especially given your familial feebleness. Bogchild? His shoulders stiffen. I have nothing but respect for Fisher Crane, but their ways are not ours. The Orlans of Fisher Crane have lived in Tainbog for 1,000 years. They are cunning and furtive by nature, which serves them well when they have swamplands to hide their movements. He crosses his arms, but this will not deter the Estermor on open ground. When the Republics were young, we sent explorers up through Tainbog to find a faster way through the Dwarven kingdom of White March. Few returned. He points at the warriors gathered near the fire. Our savagery has deterred the Estermor from further encroachment. They still tell of our deeds in the Broken Stone War, but if a child of Fisher Crane leads our tribe, we will lose that boldness, and the Estermorn will lose their fear of us. The child will be influenced by the souls of her ancestors. In times of crisis, she will look to her kin in Tainbog for guidance. No matter what I might try to teach her, it will not be enough. He considers you. There is a way you could help. Few have the stomach for it, but I think it would suit someone of your inclinations. Go on. This Orlan girl has the soul of a leader. If it were passed to one of my own offspring, our tribe would remain strong. As Stelgar at Simok's side scratches his massive head on Anamfath's leg, he remains steady on his feet. The Druids of Bloodsands have a way to do this, and they understand the importance of strong line of succession for Three-Tusk Stelgar. Hiravia steps in close, whispering, "This isn't right. Souls just aren't passed to another without." Hiravia's falls silent, his fists clenching. He gives you a key. There's a house in southeast Heartsong, next to a river. The child will be asleep, and I've arranged for her to be unattended for a time. His voice becomes quite rumble. Take her and bring her to Keeper Vrdha in Bloodsands. She knows what must be done. When she presents you with the liquid essence, bring it back to me. Sure, I'll help you. He nods. You're a friend to Glanfatan people. Act swiftly and quietly, Estramover. Okay. Let's go kidnap
You must gather your party before venturing
Hello.
forth.
Liras. A young man approaches you with a swift and purposeful stride. While you've never met him before, he has the same stern, wild look as Simok. He doesn't speak until he's right next to you. When he does, his voice is quiet. Wait, I saw you speaking with my father. What's this about? He glances back at the room with Simok. He's asked you to sacrifice Vela, hasn't he? He grits his teeth. Maybe he's right about the trees of Stelgar growing weak, but if this is the price of strength, it isn't worth it. The tribes have survived this long because we've stuck together. A voice of reason. It's a wonder Simok didn't fear him to his Stelgars. Do you have another idea? He frowns. There is an herbalist among the Ovoids of Golden Grove. Bledha. That's her name. They all gather southeast of here, by the river. She could brew a poison. Simok wouldn't know the difference until it's too late. There's an easier way to kill Simok, you know. Let me guess. If Simok dies, you are next in line. It's not like that. The Ryovu have already determined that my soul is not strong enough. Whoever follows my father, it won't be me. Sure, I'll poison your father. Kill the child, poison the father, whatever. With another glance at Simok's chamber, he backs toward the door. Like I said, you'll find Bledha in the Golden Grove. Good luck. I can see that going very well for me. Poisoning one of their leaders. They have 6 tribes, and that's one of the tribal leaders of the 6 tribes. One of the Anamfata. And me poisoning him is not gonna go too well. Hey you. I hear that you can make certain poisons. She takes a deep draw on her pipe. Poisons? I only deal in tonics that heal and enlighten. She exhales a puff of smoke. Of course, many beneficial substances can be harmful when taken in great quantities. But that's just a Veritas way of keeping all things in balance. Really? What kind of substances? She leans against the winding tree trunk and ticks the items off on her fingers. Oh, there's plenty. Concentrated Karo Golan, undistilled poison, spider venom. Yeah, spider venom poisons you. That's great herbalist lore there. Rotten blood moss extract. Cave coral mixed with skin and bone. Which one we want? Just do the last one. She stops counting and scratches her head. What would you want with something like that? Well, my friend Stelgar is dying and he wants to ease the creature's passing. Poor thing, here, take this. It works slowly, but this will send him back to the cycle kindly enough. Just see that it doesn't get misplaced. Half the dose would kill an Anmawa. I have a feeling only one of the poisons is good enough. And this may not go good. Well, I'll level the whole Twin Elms if it comes to that. I'm sure I could take on the whole city if I really wanted to. Yo. Here's the poison. Here's the potion you asked for. Something's wrong. His eyes narrow. What are you trying to give to me? You're being paranoid because you're nervous about the deed. It's natural. He reaches out with a hand gnarled by age and battle. He clutches the vial close to the one faded blue eye. To my stripes, salvation. He drains the vial in one long gulp. He swallows, and after sputtering for a few seconds, he glares at you. His breath sounds ragged and wet. You poisoned me. He begins to raise his hand to the warriors in the other room. Well, shit. I didn't, I swear. He rushes at you with a cry of rage. Yeah. Exactly.
What is
Oh, there's multiple reputations here. Ethic Knoll, and we got lots of reputation in the Golden Grove. Interesting.
Projector Ayek!
What is it?
Yes?
That didn't work! Need to try something else! The longer we walk, the more lightly you'll have to sleep.
That cannot be good for my reputation. Troublemaker. Ally with the Awaits. And ally with the Twin Elms. Well, Ethic Knoll doesn't like me. Plus I just killed the Stelgars. Lyras looks you in the eye and gives you a slow nod. Yeah,
Hey.
Thanks for killing my father and all my friends as well. Tyclef. Nice shield. But is it better than this shield? Same, well, better shield deflection and hits to grazes. So it's basically the same. You can actually enchant these shields as well. With more quality, it seems. So I can actually enchant these with more quality. I don't have materials. How does it compare to this shield? That's better. Tower shields for everyone.
Hey,
Be cautious. Be constant.
Be stealing.
Be cautious. Be constant.
Where there's a pick, there's a way. Where there's a pick, there's a way.
Well, they're dead. Well, that's done. Well, the three Tusk Stelgar have been bullying me pretty much throughout the game, so screw them. I think it was them who killed the original caravan I was in as well. So they deserved being kicked in the head. They were asking for it. Oh.
You have stayed true to our cause, Inquisitor, when so many others have not. For every heretic we confess, for every betrayer that burns on our pyres, new sheep continue to flock to Iavara ex Incios. But not you. I underestimated you in the beginning, but no longer.
You honor me, Grand Inquisitor.
It is not for honor that I summoned you today, but for duty. Too many of our own have confessed upon the wheel and the rack and the flame. Too many of our faithful have had their minds poisoned by the Kratom witch. The tide is against us now. We have but one option. Iavara's following must see her exposed for what she is. She must confess her heresy before my court.
How would we reach her?
Not in Kratom, surely. Their lord has embraced her heathen faith and protects her with his army. But in Oceanus, things would be different. The king of Oceanus is a sinful man. We have helped him to see the error of his ways, and now he fears for his soul. He would pay any price for absolution.
But how would we get Iavara to move to Oceanus?
You have already done much for the Inquisition. I wouldn't ask this were there any other choice.
Two identical women seem to fade into view as they move away from the great trees that camouflage them. Their skin is tree bark, ridged and scaly, wreathed in a curling tangle of roots, pods and blooms. Their hair hangs beneath the shade of serrated leaves, like a drooping branch of the elms above, and the pupils of their eyes are encircled by hundreds of, or even thousands of concentric rings, as if to mark the accumulated wisdom of millennia. There's a L missing.
Turn around, flesh creature. Outsiders are not permitted to approach the elms.
Do you not feel it, sister? Something familiar. An ancient soul, like the other one. Another defiler, no doubt. Let us fell him and be troubled no more. It would pay the debt of his predecessor.
So it would seem, Rhiannon. But we must not hasten to judgment. I see a different motive here. Different questions in these eyes.
What of it, young trespasser? Is it as my sister says? Or are you here to stain this place with foul deeds?
I'll gladly burn this place down, but I have more pressing concerns. Let's go with that. Did I not tell you it was so, sister? We do the land a misdeed by not cutting this one down before he can join the other defiler. A diseased tree bodes ill for the grave.
Lacking in sense though he may be, we both know that he is here to find the man Theos Exarchanon. Nothing more. Really, sister? And you wonder why your leaves begin to fall out before midsummer. Clearly that man did not want to be followed. Whatever the relationship here, I suspect it is anything but cordial. The answer is yes, old one. We crossed paths with Theos not long ago, and we can tell you where he went. But I find it curious that anyone would seek him out. Suspicious, even. If we are to help you find him, we would know why.
Stopping him might end Wadeben's legacy.
So that is the reason he passed this way. This is low, even for the Leaden Key.
I told you we should have confronted him, Sheila. He has always been a poison.
It would have been the last thing we ever did, sister. Who can be said to have ever gotten the better of Theos?
Yes, but imagine how much fun it would have been. Can't you just picture him all strung up in vines like an angry little puppet?
But that's not what this is really about, is it? You are bound to that man. I see it now. You are awakened. Your soul is awake and something once buried deep now wells to the surface. Past overwhelms present, closes in around you. Your time has nearly reached its end.
I just need to get to Theos.
I'm sorry to tell you this, but Theos cannot give you what you seek. Nor can any man. An awakening cannot be undone, any more than your past can be undone.
What you mean? I thought Mervell said. Allah's face is rigid. This is permanent? We did not come down this road together to be refused passage by a pair of talking saplings. Mauricio, there must be some way. So this has all been for nothing, and I'm going to lose my mind.
The soul is formless without a past to shape it. Did you truly expect to be able to wipe it away?
No, but I had hoped it would be something I could forget. A mercy, to be sure. But how can you grant mercy to a soul that has already judged itself guilty?
However, as much as my sister speaks truly that there is no way back from an awakening, there may yet be a way forward. Would you agree, Shiva?
Past can be undone, alcohol disagrees. These hippie elves don't know the power of good vodka.
I would. Were the way not so likely to end in death.
Death may be preferable to what lies in store for me.
It may, but not all deaths are alike, and the man you pursue is versed in thousands of them.
The man Theos you must already know by now. You are linked by a common past. Something about it lingers within you, festering, unresolved. What it is I cannot see any more than you. And without that knowledge, your doom is certain. But were you to learn the source of this discord, perhaps it could be put to rest. Though it is equally possible it will trouble you as much now as it did then, and merely speed your condition to its end.
My past comes to me in pieces. How do I unlock the rest? With a small payment of $9.99 for DLC.
You might wait for it to come on its own, of course. But when it comes, it will replace your sanity's last breath. Such is
Well,
the
good
nature
thing we had
of your
no sanity
condition.
to start with.
Or you could learn it from someone who already knows.
Theos, would he remember?
It is said the gods made his memory perfect, that he may never forget his charge. If he ever knew, he still does.
Not that he would tell you, of course.
He's gonna go insane, basically, Night Basilisk. The old past personalities basically surface so much that they are taking control of the body. And then you have like a couple dozen people in the same body trying to do shit. And it's not good for you.
You have followed the right person for the wrong reason, it seems.
Too much stuff in one head.
We see it often beneath the elms. The soul dragging mind and body to unknown places for unfathomable reasons. You may have wandered into Theos' path many times, in many lifetimes, without an awakening to show you why.
The only thing that's certain is you did not find what you sought.
You said you know where he went.
He has gone down beneath the tower to a place older than we, where the people of Engwyth once walked. He makes his way to the buried city, Sun and Shadow.
May he stay down there and rot with the remains of his people.
He may yet. He won't be returning the way he came, that much is certain. He opened a secret path in the tower's base, and saw it destroyed behind him through some vile means.
Is there another way to get to him?
We know of one. On the burial isle, through the court of the penitents, Braeth Yaman. A shortcut, in fact.
Don't be cruel, sister. The way my sister speaks of is not for the faint of heart. A great pit at the center of a forgotten court, where faiths were judged in place of crimes. To most, it is simply a gateway to death. With the help of the gods, it can take you where you want to go.
What do you mean, with the help of the gods?
The pit is said to have been a means of judgment by the gods. Those cast into it are meant to die. It is that way you must pass to reach Sun and Shadow. The court is old. We do not know much for certain, but it would seem only the gods themselves can grant passage.
What is this court?
No more than a ruin now. It is older than we. A place for the trial of heretics. We were not here to witness it, but at one time there was a group that refused to acknowledge the gods. Neither the first nor the last, of course, but these were numerous and all put on trial for it. Those who did not repent were cast into the pit and imprisoned below. The fall killed them, of course. The prison was not for people but for their souls, and their sentences were eternal. It is said that many of the condemned repented and were permitted by the gods to ascend from the pit, so long as they pledged their service to one of them. But these are old legends.
How would I ever get the gods to help me?
Behind us is Ter Evron, said to pierce the shroud itself and a place of communion with all gods. If ever there was a time for prayer, you have found it.
Son, the only way to get through this pit is to pray for help.
Not the only way. Just the only one that doesn't end with your body impaled on jagged rocks.
Who would I pray to? Any god you can, I should think.
I would pray first to those gods you like best. I hope for your sake the feeling is shared.
Is there no other way?
None.
How do I pray?
Ter Evron is also called the Hall of Stars, and the stars show us the allegiances of the gods. When stars are in conjunction, we know the gods they represent are aligned as well. You should choose a place to pray where you'll be closest to those you want to hear you. If a god stands alone, you should pray to that god. If they band together, you should address them all. Choose your words wisely, for all gods expect proper homage, and none has patience for fools.
I have other questions.
What do you wish to know?
How did you know I was pursuing Theos?
The same way that you are no doubt able to peer into the ether and experience the souls of others. It is something we are born with, some more, some less. A gift common to many creatures of the wilds. You share certain similarities with the man you pursue. For your sake, I pray they are few and of no consequence.
You mentioned that the people come to these elms without knowing why. A soul has a will of its own. Its needs and whims are seldom understood, but them all the same.
There is something about this place that reaches beyond our understanding, something like a beacon. The elms have a way of uniting souls that have been seeking one another, with or without their owner's awareness. Sometimes it is for love, sometimes for vengeance, sometimes for peace. Often it is for no reason we will ever know. In your case, let us hope it is for peace.
Or vengeance.
I want to know about the two of you.
There is little to be said about us, for we are bound here, caretakers and defenders of this place. Our journey has been over time, but not distance, measured in observations, but not experiences. We have seen the elms grow tall. We have seen cities built, burned, and built again. The only constant has been the tower, a silent companion through the ages. You can imagine why this recent destruction has stirred my sister so.
If you do nothing else, make that man pay for what he did here.
I need to know about praying for the support of the gods.
We will tell you what we can. Before
Yeah.
you go, tell me this, old one. I'm curious. If you were to subdue your enemy, what would you do with him? What would give you peace?
I would return him to the wheel of life and death, so he may trouble me no more. Actually, I wish to undo the harm he has caused.
You would need to have twice as many lifetimes as he to repair his savage work.
But perhaps there are strides you can make.
All the same, think on this matter. Be assured in your course. In the end, it may mean all the difference, not just to his soul, but to yours. And be warned. Some questions have answers that can never be learned, and it is those that trouble the soul above all others.
I just figured out that killing Theos is not gonna help, since he has died numerous times already and reborn with the same soul and same memories and same everything. So if I just kill him now, he will be just reborn again in a later date. So I need to get rid of his soul.
May you find an answer to yours.
That was also probably the most voice acting in this game in one location ever. Let's go check this Blood Sands. And we are not gonna go pray yet. Theos is the leader of the Leaden Key, the guy who's probably caused the Waidwen's legacy, so the Hollowborn children. And he's some kind of cult leader who has been sacrificing people to the gods and all kinds of fun stuff. And he was toying with one of the Engvitan machines and caused your own guy to awaken. And he has spent numerous lifetimes orchestrating stuff in the shadows, more or less. A regular asshole then? Well, he's more or less undying asshole. Well, he dies, but he resurrects with all the memories and everything intact from the past lives. A dwarven man stands motionless near the roaring fire that lights the cavern. Your sacrifice feeds the land, supplicants. Come forth. A gust of smoke curls around him, licking the charred flesh that bulges on his forearms. They suddenly flex. Estramor. The dwarf holds his fists in tight grip. Your king doesn't come here to share with the tribes. What do you want? What's this place? Blood Sands. The dwarf picks on his scarred forearm. His cutted eye mingles with the cracking wood and the bones behind him. As I said, Estramon rarely visit our halls. The Clanfathans call this place Blood Sands. We call it home. The Ethicnol have tended the land from within this cave since before the arrival of the tribes to the Twin Elms. The Garas crosses his arms. Be warned, Estramor. We plead life to nurture it. Our sacrifices may strike you as savage, but the health of these lands depend on them, and it's unseemly for guests to insult their hosts. Tell me about the sacrifices. Everything must die to return anew, Estramor. Through the sacrificial rites, we offer supplicants the honor of giving their most precious gift back to their brethren, back to the land. The blood gives us strength. Even the Clanfathans have come to depend on the blood paint. They brim with power before battle, all thanks to the sacrifice of their kin. Does he have a motive, or is it just a plot? We don't know yet. We've been just going after the guy once we learned of him and the Leaden Key. But we don't really know why he's doing stuff. He keeps talking about going against some lady. And I don't know what the lady is yet, either. I mean, Theos keeps talking about the lady. Tell me about Ethicnol. Our order has tried for generations. Before we came to Twin Elms, our rights fed the lands of the Eastern Mountains. Now we share blood for Eir Glanfath. To everything that must end, our sacrifice brings a new beginning. We sustain what's to come. Okay? Remember, Estramor, you're a guest in these halls. Respect our ways, and we'll torrent your presence among us. Sure. You people are crazy. Oh, here's the keeper.
Estramor.
Welcome to Blood Sands. It is rare that an Estramor sets foot in these caves. What brings you here, I wonder? What do you do here? I sell and maintain certain goods for preservation of our order, and I perform some of our ritual sacrifices. How do these sacrifices work? Like any worthwhile ritual, it's too complex to explain in detail. It involves clothing the supplicant's essence, binding it to their life's blood, and drawing it into a container or a vessel. Tell me about Blood Sands. This is the raw, bloody heart of Eirglenfath, where some come to give their essence back to their people. Her dry lips bend into sardonic grin, where others seek a noble escape from their trials. The legacy of the builders to the tribes was not merely Adra and stone, but a sense of community, and it is here that Clanfathans come to sacrifice what's most precious, even their own lives, to preserve it. Let's see what you have for sale. It's some kind of RPG spin-off Monster Hunter, Nightbasilisk, and it's about, apparently, maybe, it's not very sure yet, because there's not too much information available about the game, but it's apparently kind of more open world, and instead of hunting monsters, you maybe hunt their eggs and grow them up and you ride them. That seems to be the case. But there is not too much info yet about the game. So you sell potions. So precious that they are selling their blood, yeah. There you go. Well, it is expensive as hell, though. Oops, don't sell that. I don't know. Nobody knows, Renat. I guess everyone is hoping it's gonna be nice, but it could be total shit. If it's any decent, I'm still gonna buy it. Hello. Yeah, this looks fun. This cult also seems a lot like the blood cult we saw in the other place. Yeah, it's for 3DS, I think. Empty? Okay. Yeah, I'm hyper. Joyous day to you. I'm Naka, midwife and lore keeper. And a joyous day to you as well, many-colored hunter. Are you here for supplication or for strength? How can you see my smell, actually? The Autumn Stelgar is in your veins. Kalavain gave you ever so much, and let you wear the Eye of Vale. All he's given me is ostracism. I could have been useful to my tribe if my spirit form were a simple fox or crane, powerful or not. My tribe rivals, the Autumn Stelgar. To them, I'm a soul-devouring monster. Don't speak to me like it's some sort of gift. Forgive me my friend's temper. Please, we would like to know all you can tell us. Galavain would not place you with second self that you do not truly need. If the Autumn Stelgar feels like an affliction, perhaps you have it backwards. Galavain gives you the tools you need to hunt. He has no cause to burden you, his hunters unnecessarily. I still don't... Is there something I need to do to cure myself of this spirit form? Cure? My dear child, the Autumn Stelgar is the cure. Galavain blessed you with that form so that you may live in reunion. Walk about the blood sands and read the texts we have preserved in stone. They will tell you what you need to know. What do you mean by living in reunion? Her hands glide across her pregnant abdomen as she stares at you blankly. I don't think she's going to be any further help. Let's read these scriptures, like she said. What are these texts? The texts that line these walls. They are meditations of nature and loss, strength and sacrifice. They will make sense to your friend. Somehow I doubt that. Yeah, exactly, Knight. Exactly.
As souls split into multitudes, many lives come from one. The truest of power comes from sacrificing the shard to return its strength to the Mother Stone. The many lives from one sounds familiar. I was taught that sometimes between death and rebirth, a soul splits perfectly in two, creating two viable souls from one. Sounds strange, but it makes sense when you think about how the population has risen in generations. It's kind of a mathematical necessity that some process like this is happening.
Maybe the Autumn Stelgar has a very important role to play in this life cycle of souls. Sorry, sir, I'm not eating your soul. I'm merely serving a vital role in the natural process. I see what you are getting at, but it's not making me feel better. Fungus that grows on shit has an important role in natural order. That wouldn't make me thrilled to spirit shift into a shit blossom. I just can't shake the fear that I'm the shard, and my destiny is to be fed to something greater. Guess worrying won't do any good. Let's read those other tablets. If only they were marked in the map. How do you get in this room? There's a hidden room in the middle there. With some loot.
Margren's fire casts light in dark places. Keeping an eye out.
There's some text there. Can we read this? No.
On the hunt.
Each generation, the Anumfoth must stand before the autumnal beast in judgment. The wise endure, passing on their strength. The weak are eaten, their souls ripped to pieces and lost for all time, removing such weakness from the cycle. Well, I guess maybe my tribe wasn't entirely wrong about my spirit form being some sort of soul terror. I suppose I was hoping to hear a different answer on the matter, but...
But it's worth asking. In all your times walking the Autumn Stelgar's fur, how many souls have you destroyed? That I am aware of. None, he says resolutely as his face turns red. I get what you are saying. I merely wear the form of the Autumn Stelgar. It is not in control of me, nor the sum of who I am. He lets out a long sigh and relaxes. For years I've been telling myself my tribe judged me unfairly. Guess they weren't completely wrong. Well enough pontification for the moment, he says, and patting down a cowlick of her hair. I need to know more. Let's look at those other tablets. Oh, hello. Hey, dude.
As your blood flows, so shall your essence. Your life's energy shall feed the soil, and your soul's energy shall enrich the community. This is by your own choosing, supplicant?
Yes. The dwarf grips the hatchet with both hands and raises it over his head. He throws his shoulders forward and swings the weapon into Elf's chest, connecting with a meaty thumb. Blood gushes around the blade. The sacrifice's screams rend the air. Hirve's hand clutches his chest as his eyes widen in amazement. I did say I wanted to see the teachings of other druids, but I think I was imagining more. Dried herbs and chanting, I never did that in my circle back home. Never. Despite his earlier agreement, the elf thrashes atop of a stone tablet, his torso arching while his arms and legs remain tied in place. Meanwhile, the dwarf spreads his arms wide and allows the blood to spatter his robes. When the elf is finally silent and still, the dwarf pulls his hatchet from the body and wipes it on his hem. Hey dude. Good sacrifice. 10 out of 10. Hail Estramor.
No one comes to Blood Sands without a purpose. What is yours?
Who are you?
I am the Archdruid of the Ethic Null. For centuries it has been my duty to guide our rituals and guard our knowledge. It is work that requires a certain resilience, but it is not without its benefits.
Tell me more about the Ethic Null. We are a druidic order that has been in Twin Elms since the Engvitan times. Our founders came from the White Marsh, seeking a place where we might practice our beliefs in peace, as it were. Unlike most of our Glanafatan brethren, we seek answers in the world around us, rather than in teachings of the gods. We believe that all life has power, and that this power can be siphoned and conducted. We are not, as some suggest, madmen and murderers. All of our rituals are conducted with willing participants and through methods that have been tested and refined over centuries. This very much sounds like a rehearsed speech from their lawyers. He nods, his black eyes shining. This allows us to create a war paint for which we are respected, if not loved. What's the war paint? A special unguent painting raw essence to the wearer. It grants incredible advantages in combat and has made us indispensable to the tribes. Whatever they say about our practices, almost all of them have made us have made use of our war paint at some time or another. A slow smile spreads across his face. Fascinating indeed how the most strident objections can be overcome by circumstances. I want to know more about your sacrifices. We merely believe that in giving up something of value, the energy from that sacrifice can be diverted elsewhere. It is not so different from what folks practice all over the world. If you want to turn the soil, sell the ship, move a cart, you must expend energy. But we are best known for our practice of kith sacrifice. This is the most potent form of sacrifice because it releases the most energy. We distill the essence of an entire soul into a raw power that can strengthen the body, fortify the soul, and extend life. I would like to buy some war paint, thank you. I'm no merchant dwarf. Talk to the keeper, Vrta. She's around here somewhere. How are you different from the awaits of the Golden Crow? A dry laugh rasps from his throat. Golden Crow, I remember when Erona came up with that name. He gives you a dark, gleeful look. Used to be as green as the rest of the forest, you know. We are more similar than you'd like to admit. We both believe in achieving power without double-edged aid of gods. But their fantasy is pure creation, something from nothing. They blind themselves to the fact that all life, from the mightiest dragons to the slimmest blade of grass, requires death, and the greatest ends require the greatest sacrifice. I agree. I just make sure I'm holding the knife. He gives you a cool smile. An inviolable habit while you can maintain it. Make sure that it doesn't catch up with you. Yeah, that's enough. You murdered a man right there. He lowers his head. Your simplistic morals do not apply here, Estermore. Murder does not enter into...
It was a sacrifice, and one willingly entered into. The survival of all things depends on balance. Give and take.
Have a nice night, Nerlander, if you are still here. This principle lies at the heart of all power. Expending something of value releases energy that can be channeled by those who know how. He tilts his head toward you. All Keith, whether or not they care to admit it, practice this. We take the yield of the land and flesh of the beast to live, and we give our blood and sweat to propagate the things we desire. I see what you mean. Then you are wiser than most. There is much power in the world for those who have the will and the knowledge to tap into it. I invite you to explore our halls and speak with our supplicants. One can learn much by observing the sacrifices others are willing to make for greater purpose. Perhaps you will even consider making sacrifice of your own. Not all of our sacrifices are written in blood, but most powerful are. I would like to see how their order goes knocking from door to door. Ding dong! Would you like to come kill yourself for our order? For the greater good? I think there may have been a small error in your trap there. By the way.
There's something
How may I help?
Click this.
How may I help?
Can you close this, please? No?
Indeed.
Yes.
Blood Testament. Bonus melee damage from wounds. 2% draw damage per wound. The only usable by monks.
Of course.
Boots of speed. Move speed. +3. That's a lot of movement speed.
Huh?
Have you guys seen these thingies we need to read? Yo.
Is not the water sacrificed unto the plant, and the plant sacrificed unto livestock, and livestock unto man? When the lesser soul is sacrificed to strengthen the greater soul, the whole of our family grows stronger. I suppose I get the argument. We all have to kill and eat, constantly for that matter, to live. This sounds like it's talking about the Blood Sands rituals. I wonder how, or even if, this is relevant to me.
Have you considered that Autumn Stelgar may have been sacrificed to you? That Galavain was making you stronger? His good ear stiffens while his mangled ear twitches and shakes. It hadn't occurred to me to, but I did win the fight. If Galavain were truly displeased with me, I can't imagine I would have walked away from that trial alive. I don't know. Just sounds like they are trying to justify their practices of killing people. Come on, let's see what the other tablets have to say. It very much does sound like that. Oh, can you read this? No? How about this? Which are we missing? We went here, read this.
As souls split into multiple...
Yeah, we got
already
this.
read...
I know we read this. I'm trying to find the last one. Or the next one. I think they have hidden it somewhere. We read that one. I'm sure of that. Is there anything in here? Must be somewhere in the middle here. No, that's the supplicants. Which one am I missing? We've been here. We've been there. Here, 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 here. I've been in every room.
Is not the water... We are...
It's probably in some easy place and I keep missing it. If anyone knows or sees it, let me know. Oh, there.
Upon Burial Isle, the two men meet again for the first time, though it was the last thing they did. The many-colored beast rent them both asunder. They were, in death, merged and made whole again. Cute story. Two guys meet in the belly of a soul-eating creature. Maybe someday I'll eat two of the most insipid dear wooden lumberjacks, and they'll spend an eternity discussing beer whilst haunting my colon.
Perhaps the idea is that the Autumn Stalker might not really destroy the souls. That could be true, Hirvius mutters, but I guess I don't know what to make of this. I've never knowingly at least eaten anyone's soul. Maybe it's a trick I've yet to learn. Lucky me. I mean, if you had what the other tablets were saying about the Stelgar judging Anumfatha and reuniting lesser souls and such, Hirvius folds his arms and looks at you pensively. Okay, the druid was right. I did need to read these tablets. Too bad I'm still confused. Are you rethinking your opinion of Galaven's gift to you? Hirvius' face squirms and he rocks his head side to side. Well, yes and no. His fists ball up and release, and he releases a long sigh. Yeah, this puts a lot of things into perspective. If you take a step back from it, Galaven must be having a great laugh over how slow a study I am to learn his lessons. I doubt any of this knowledge will change the opinions of my home tribe, and having met some of the other druidic practice out there, I think I'd rather remain a drifter. So what now? Adding it up, I want to head to the Burial Isle. The name was mentioned in the tablets, and it is implied there might be other Autumn Stelgars there. I know now that Galaven sent his emissary to maul me for a good reason. It wasn't strictly malice, and I was sort of hoping to find out that the soul-eating talk was just rumors, alas. He smiles nervously, nervous grin and shrugs. Maybe I'll meet the prey Galaven wants me to hunt, or I'll find out I'm the quarry. Do you want to rematch with the Autumn Stelgar? Not exactly. I'm older, wiser, and stronger than when we last tussled. But I can't really afford to lose any more eyes or ears. I'm fresh out of redundant organs. Ugh. So we need to go to the Burial Isle. Good to know. Yeah, organs are nice to have. So that's Hiravi's quest. Progressed. Council of Stars. Court of Penitence. So this area is done. We need to go to Terra Evron next. We could go to the Old Song and probably the Northfield from there. We have a quest there, but we have a lot of stuff to do here as well. Let's go pray. Poke the gods. Nudge nudge, prod prod. So it seems the main story might be, like the last place, might be in the Burial Isle in the hole. I guess. At least something is in there. So I'll probably have to avoid that story a bit. Hall of Stars. Luminescent Adra. Take. Don't know why. Grab the books. Blocked passage. That's the passage they took down in the sunny shadow. Let's see what the guards are telling me. Poke poke.
A brothel for the aged.
Well, that's cool. Nothing happens when you approach the Vortigas shrine. Hello. In the nearby constellation, you can make the shape of a strange horned beast. From time to time, you think you sense a faint chill emanating from the shrine itself. Leave. So you choose one of these options. Berat is the god of death. What's in here? Whale shrine. There is no response. So Voidica and Whale are not responding. Berat. What is Hylia? I don't remember shit about these cards. Thank God we have cheat options there. Abaddon, Golem. Berat is the death god. Elthas is the rebirth. Galvain is the hunt. Hylia is goddess of sky, maternity. Birds and songs and hippies. Goddess of war. Oceans, Ondra. Rumgard, Golden Entropy, Death. Skane is the Defiance. Okay. Let's go poke these. Pray to Galaven. I don't want Galaven, I want Magran. Can I have Magran, please? Well, I'm gonna go Galaven. Pray to Galaven. You kneel before the shrine and prepare to recite the ritual words. I don't know these words. That's Vortiga. That's Whale. This is Ondra. Let's try the survival begins with strength from within. The air around you stirs and a gust of warm wind blows across the back of your neck. You get the faintest smell of wet earth. As you kneel in front of the shrine, you feel yourself pushed forward. You catch yourself on your hands and knees, feeling warm, damp ground beneath them. Looking around, you find yourself crouched in a clearing in the middle of the woods. The smell of dirty hangs heavy in the air. Behind you is a darkened room filled with candlelit shrines. Ahead of you, you hear the howl of some kind of hound. You feel certain this is a vision, but the hairs on the nape of your neck still rise.
Oh, the scent of sweat, fur, loam, leaves, the discordant howls. I believe Galawain's herald approaches.
Howl back. The beast bays in response, its voice high and clear. The thick undergrowth shivers with movement, and heavy paws bound the wet grass. You are not certain if the creature is hunting or leading you, but you instinctively give chase. As you tumble through the dew-speckled bushes and glowing brambles, each stride feels longer than the last. You draw lungfuls of crisp, clear air, and feel your energy renewed. The rhythm of your stride and thumbing of the beast's paws drive the blood thrumming into your ears. You speed ahead, following the hound's cries, when the split-finger pine crashes onto the ground in front of you. A massive bear plunges into the gap and roars. It catches sight of you. You turn and race in the opposite direction, leaping over the fallen tree trunk. Pine cones crunch underfoot. The bear lumbers after you. Its hot breath washes over the back of your neck, filling your nose with a rank odor of slaughter. You see a clearing just past a thicket of broadleaves and sprint toward it. As you break through the foliage, you see a massive lioness curled up in the clearing in front of you. With a last burst of energy, you divert your momentum and hurl yourself into the bushes. Any second now, you expect to feel the bear fall upon you, but the furious roar on the other side of the clearing draws your attention. The bear has stopped at the tree line. It swipes the empty air with claws large enough to rend armor, but it does not advance. The lioness, for her part, twists her body into a tight coil. She crawls, her ears pressed against her neck, but she makes no move to attack the intruder. Whose idea was it to stand here? You back deeper into the foliage, keeping your eyes on the two mighty predators. As you crawl backwards, a heel of your hand brushes something fur. A warm sigh grazes your cheek. You freeze in place, slowly turning your head to see what waits you behind you. Two amber eyes shine in the darkness.
Holy Hound himself! It's not just his herald! It's the Lord of the Hunt! Here!
I am Menzo. I just don't have a schedule for the weekend. Yes. Current schedule will be this on Saturday as well, if I don't finish this tomorrow. And probably multiplayer with Rayman on Sunday. And I will very likely start GTA 5 on Monday. The Orlin drops to one knee as his hands dart about his pockets and the rusted hound's head icon buried within. The eyes meet your gaze briefly, then turn to stand off in the clearing. The hound behind you yawns, fangs flashing. Galawain. When you turn your back, the lion and bear have disappeared. In their place is a stone wolf's maw, gaping wide enough to swallow you whole. Beyond it is the outline of a temple, towering but indistinct. Blood must feed the maw, watcher. See that the true champion reigns. Turn back to Evron. Okay. I have no idea where I need to go. Great lion and a mighty bear. Can I poke these other ones? What was Rimgard? Rimgard is entropy, cold winter, bad luck, famine, and natural disasters. Yeah, we'll go with this. Lion and a bear. No idea. Maybe it's in a place we haven't seen yet. dudes.
What do you wish to know? Until we meet.
Any idea? Any?
Did you hear that? About our awakenings being permanent?
I did. I was there, you know. Let's go Heartsong. Sleep there, go Elm Show or talk to the druid dude there. Or the druid lady of the other faction. I should also stop soonish, I guess. It's 3 in the morning. And I've streamed 9 hours and a bit more. I think it might be enough for one day.
I'm so tired I'd pay brothel rates just to nap.
Oh, you wanna talk to me?
If those Delamgon are right, you and I are stuck with our awakenings. Not quite the news I was hoping for.
I'm distressed. It distresses me too.
You mean the knowledge that your mind is an unraveling thread and the man holding the other end is a millennia-old priest? Your concern is understandable. And while I hate to turn the subject back to myself, this all has me thinking about Isilmir. I'm stuck with her now.
She's not that bad. You've been awakened for decades now. Did you really think anything would change?
I suppose not, but hope is an unchaste mistress.
He sighs. And on the bright side, I've got plenty of time to figure out how to deal with her. Your whole life you've been taking orders. If you can't assert your authority over her, you'll never have it anywhere else.
It's hard to be comfortable in your own skin when you're sharing it with someone else.
That wasn't as difficult as I expected. Even as he says it, something struggles within him. The muscles in his face twitch and his skin quivers. His eyes roll back in his skull, exposing slivers of white. Sweat beads and glisten on his forehead. After several seconds he sighs and looks back at you. That wasn't as difficult as I expected. I think deep down I've always hoped to find a solution elsewhere. When I was a child, I always thought my mother would come home with a mysterious cure, or that my father, without knowing it, could somehow send her away, just as he would have called her forth. I can't pretend that I didn't spend years of my arcane training hoping that one of my instructors would have the answer somewhere in his grimoire. When I joined the Leaden Key, I hoped and believed that with enough loyal service, I would gain the ear of someone in the organization who could help me. Even when I met you and realized your unique talents, I hoped that you might be able to reach into my soul the way I've seen you do with so many others. I had been looking for someone else to solve my problems, and now I realize that I've got to face it on my own. That's how it's supposed to be. You search for answers elsewhere and find them in yourself.
That's a charming way to think of things. And not an unpleasant one either. That reminds me of something else the Delamgon said. About the gods not being real.
They did tell us to pray to the gods, so that can't be entirely true.
Yes, I suppose so.
Have a nice night.
Still, I can't help but worry at the state we'd be in if that was somehow true. If there were no power guiding us in this life and shepherding us to the next.
I'm sure we would find our way on our own.
I hope you're right.
While we're stopped, let's discuss something else. You've finally gotten under control of Isilmir. Do you feel any different? Just calmer. Content. It's odd. For so long I fought her, lashing out at her intrusions and incursions without actually stopping her. I wasn't used to taking decisive action, and I didn't believe I'd had power over someone who had infiltrated my own mind. He smiles slowly. It was a pleasant surprise to see that I was wrong. Nice. So he's cured. So that means I can probably take over control of my shit as well. Sleep in there. I just need to kick a few lifetimes of people out of my head. So I'm trying to make a checklist in my mind what I need to do to complete the game. So I need to go kill the other dragon, or finish his quest line, her quest line, I guess. Son female.
Welcome.
I need to, well, finish the main storyline, so I need to go and do that. I need to finish the quest lines for the followers.
You must gather your party before venturing forth.
What else? Few side quests. Explore the rest of the regions. I'm not sure how much more stuff there might be in those. We might be able to do this tomorrow if I do a long stream.
Alright then.
She'll pay us, that witch. She'll... You there. Have you come here to trade with the savages? Learn from my example and take your business elsewhere. Liars, cheats, swindlers. That duplicitous bitch, Alarhi. She claims to be selling Illard Golov flower buds. But all I have now is 6 bushels of no common houseplants. The herbs are useless. I'll get you my money back from the swindling savage. What is Illard Golov? It's a plant that grows in the jungles of Air Clanfat. When dried and consumed or brewed into tea, it's known enhance one's drive for better pleasures in life. You tested the remedy on yourself? Well, how can I sell a remedy that I have not tested? Of course I tried the herb. Imagine what would happen if I peel the spell imitation. The herb did not have its intended effect. The only thing it made hard was not vomiting. What did Alari say when you comforted her? Nothing of substance. She defended herself, of course, saying the herbs were legitimate. Why wouldn't she lie? No one will value my word over hers. Alari can lie with impunity when surrounded by her gangs of savage thugs. What do you intend to do about this? When I get my hands on... I'm in the savage's home court, so it's my word against hers. Where does that leave me? I would be a fool to threaten her here, on tribal soil. I cannot sell this worthless herb to recover my coin, and I am powerless to confront Alarhi. I don't suppose... If you were willing to mediate, perhaps you could succeed where I failed. I would, of course, pay you handsomely for your troubles. Let's see what I can do.
Gods keep you.
And what do you have sale? Shite. Where did this task go? In the market. Let's get that out of the way, I guess. Oh yeah, I did eat already. I was like, what do I have for dinner after the stream? But I already ate it during the stream. I should have bought something else as well. I wonder if there's anything in the fridge. Well, there's the tomorrow's food, but shops are closed tomorrow, so I cannot really eat my tomorrow's food, or I have nothing to eat tomorrow. See what is. I'm looking for Alari. Where might I find her? She lives not far from here. Climb up the stairs at the top. There are a circle of ruins. Do you know it? It's north of side of Heartsong. Anyway, her house is right there. Door faces these ruins. Okay. Let's go bother there. House a bit. Hey adventurers, how's it going? My nose is itching like crazy for some reason. Faces the ruins. Which one was it exactly? Good to see someone up even later than me. Yeah, it's only bit after 3 for me. Northern edge of the Heartsong, up the stairs from the marketplace. Ah, here. Time just flies by on the computer. Yeah, it definitely does. Also while streaming. Only 9.5 hours of streaming so far today. Guess we'll go for 10. So about a half an hour more. Hello. I expected Renato to employ someone on his behalf. I'm surprised to see that it's you doing his bidding. Does the presence of my armed entourage concern you? You were expecting a defenseless shopkeeper, am I right? Stillness. Give the Estramor a chance to speak. We are not Durwooden beasts. Here hospitality reigns. Envoy of the Wayland. Speak the message you were sent to deliver. I want to hear your side of the story. First step of any sensible path. Renato did purchase from me several bushels of Elard Gola, and for it he paid a high price, but did so willingly, saying it was bargained right as he handed me his copper. It was after our trade that the Wayland spit his venom. Renato accused me of trickery, of fraud, claiming I delivered the likenesses of Elard Gola and not the genuine Ruth. Such nerve, for in truth, he is beyond the help of Elard Gola. Renato's old bow isn't firm enough for full draw. No amount of Elard Gola will give him the spear of a young hunter. A fair deal was made, and now Renato's objects, angry with his withered family blow, is beyond herbal remedies. I have never sold anyone a remedy I knew to be false. If Renato does not silence his slanderous tongue, we will do it for him. I don't care about the Wayland. Maybe I can help you instead. You would turn on him? Renato must vanish from our sacred city. He sows distrust and must be uprooted. If you wish to help, convince him to be elsewhere. But clanfat and hospitality must be observed always. He is to be given a chance to believe on his feet before he bleeds on his back. Deliver in our name a warning. Tell Renato that if he doesn't leave, he will be accused of conspiring to pilfer Engvitan relics from our land. He won't risk a trial by council of Anamfatha. If he won't listen, tell him his faulty member will end in a cage just like this black beetle. Food for our birds. I will deliver the message. Return to me when the Wayland has disappeared from Twin Elms. Sad Italian guy buying Viagra from the hippie elves. What a questline.